from the horse's mouth.
We're wired different, and that's why God put men to sleep. Because he didn't want y'all to understand it fully.
Because of what?
Stop that.
Because women are what?
Oh, get out of here.
Say it again, no, women are what?
I'm not saying anything.
Say it again.
I think all women are naturally crazy. It's just that you have to, as a man, you have to decide what level of crazy can you handle. And trust me, don't put a negative connotation around craziness.
Huh?
Because it's not all crazy. I'm not saying we're mental.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Get out of here with that.
Oh yes, they all are crazy. All of them. And yes, put a negative connotation on it. You're not expected to accept crazy. You should not accept crazy at all. Insist and be the leader to show them the right path. If they want to be crazy, next them and take one that does not want to go into her nature to be crazy. Men can be crazy too, but we choose not to. Women can be crazy too, and they should choose not to. Want a crazy woman? Go ahead and take one. Well, obviously you're not gonna get anything that's perfect, but there's a difference between a decent, normal person and a crazy ass person. Come on, think.
You're a little too tough, yo. You gotta.
No.
You're a little too
things
tough.
Just have to make sense.
When I be
like,
watching you, a little too tough. I'm serious. You gotta, feminine. You a feminine looking woman. You beautiful. It's okay. Rest in your femininity.
Oh, I'm always in my femininity.
Well, rest in it.
I never feel like I have to be masculine.
When you talk about it on here, you be a little aggressive.
No, I'm not aggressive. Men are just not used to a woman that looks like me.
What?
Being factual. They want women that look like me to be emotional and be like, oh,
but
you guys, this is how I feel, and I just want to be. I don't think like that because you think like that, you're gonna get ran over your whole life. If I was fat and ugly, y'all wouldn't care about what I was saying. But because of how I look, y'all be like, oh, she's so aggressive.
I'm just saying, you could do it in a feminine way.
No. No, thank you.
Don't be so aggressive. It's
what's
okay.
Feminine? What's feminine?
You.
How do you speak in a feminine way? I don't understand.
No,
that.
I'm just saying, it's not even you. The things.
Well, first of all, do you notice how both of them spoke about looks? He said she looks feminine, so she should be feminine. And she said, guys think because I look this way, they can roll over you, yada yada. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing here. Ignore the looks. It has its importance, obviously. I'm not saying ignore it totally, but you ascribe too much importance to it than necessary. That's why you get effed over every single time. Ignore the looks and look at the behavior, the character. There is the feminine and the masculine energy. Men have more of the masculine, women have more of the feminine. So if you have to deal with someone who's masculine and she's of the female persuasion, that's not a woman, that's a man. Next to her.
The one question that hurts the most, that makes a man think the most, and helps jumpstart change in his life is this. And this is a tough question. When did she lose respect for you? That's a hard one. The man's face changes as soon as he hears that question. Most guys can pinpoint an actual event or a week that the woman lost respect for them and started drifting away. And then by the time the relationship ended, she had been thinking about it for a long time. That's how women work.
Women don't like answering questions about things they're not proud of. That's what she didn't put in there. If a woman was proud of her weight, proud of her body, proud of any of the things that she's asking about, she'd gladly ask them. Women show off stuff that they're proud about, and women hide stuff that they're not proud about. Well, here's the trick, ladies. If you don't want nobody asking you your weight, get married. Get off the dating market. If you don't want nobody asking you your height, weight, dress size, get married. Get off the dating market. But if you're on a singles market, you are in a store. You are in a store. You are a product, and you are on there's a price on you. The price that's on you match what the market's willing to pay. And that's the biggest problem. Women don't know what store they're in, and whatever store they think they're in, they're usually wrong. And then even if they get the right store, they usually put themselves at full retail price when they should be on the clearance rack.
Do not be afraid to ask the questions. In fact, do not be afraid to ask the right questions. Because you can ask a lot of questions and none of them would be relevant. Do not be afraid to ask the right questions. You might feel like, oh, it's going to ruin the vibe. No, it's going to save you a lot of time wasted, money wasted, emotions wasted, and a lot of heartache. Ask the right questions. And if they're proud of what they've done, they would confidently answer, just like Kevin said. Or if they're not proud of it, they will not answer you directly. They'll try and shame you. They'll try and guilt you into not asking these questions. You're going to get a lot of pushback. And when you get those pushback, you should know very well that that's one you should stay far away from. Far away from. Ask questions. Ask them in the beginning. If it ruins the vibe, then that's not the person for you.
Nope.
What, are you just trying to smash? Okay, if you're just trying to smash, and then you can ignore trying to ask these questions. And maybe you want to try and pay attention to red flags and all of that nonsense. But as usual, you're going to ignore all of that and you might end up catching feelings, yada, yada. In fact, forget all that. Why are you wasting time with someone that's not worth it? In fact, forget all of that. Why are you wasting time with someone who's not worth your time? Why? Ask the right questions. If they can't answer them confidently, that is an answer. If they choose not to answer, that is an answer.
In a world full of lies, the truth is considered evil. I'm just telling her the truth. She's not as valuable as she is.
To you.
No, hold on. My own girlfriend wasn't a virgin when I met her. She wouldn't be as valuable as she is in the dating market. Oh my God, you're so mean. I'm just being factual here. I'm being honest with you guys.
Like, I'm a virgin and I disagree with what you're saying right now.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I don't care what you disagree with because you're not dating them.
Right.
You women aren't dating each other.
But I
Men
think
are dating women.
that as a man, you should work on changing that mentality.
Why should I change that? Why should I change that?
Because you're judging a woman and thinking that her value is going to decrease if she like sleeps with another person when you don't know her intellect, you don't know her, like, you don't know the way she goes like about her life.
So if that's the case, then why are you still a virgin? Why haven't you had sex?
That's a great question.
Because of my religion, I can. Because of my culture. Because I grew up for like 18 years of my life in a country, and if I did that, I would be like, it would put me less, like, I'm scared.
Because your value would drop. Your
I
value would drop,
said
right?
that. I literally just said that.
In modern times, it's a prerequisite to be ruthless if you are of the XY chromosomal persuasion. There is a definite need to be ruthless to counteract your innate nature to see them as holy and divine and needing of understanding and all of that nonsense. Let's be honest, it's all nonsense. It worked in times past. It doesn't work now. Case in point, the so-called virgin who did it because of religious needs, etc., is actually advocating for people to be understanding of SLUTSs. No, even the good ones want to participate in such awful acts which devalue them. No, you have to be ruthless. You have to be. Make sure she is of the ilk you want. If she's not, pump and dump. And if you're the type who isn't well equipped to choose and pick and know how to, reject women and are comfortable with the fact that you lose women, they're not even pump and dump. Just try and get with the ones that are sensible. Because trust me, you're going to get effed over. And most of the time, these guys don't come back in a good condition after all of that. They come back wrecked. And now they start wrecking the good ones. And we're back in this vicious cycle. Be ruthless. Be honest. Be honest with yourself first of all. Are you of the ilk that should get the type of woman you want? If you're not, work on yourself. If you are, be ruthless and pick the right ones. And don't be afraid of calling them SLUTSs. Don't be afraid of calling them garden tools. because we've been shamed into not saying these things. That's why we're stuck with so many garden tools. And like, as you can see in the video, once again, actual virgins advocating for understanding why they're sluts, and even her trying to say if she had a choice, she would have been a slut.
A little bit get people afraid of getting in the deep end of the pool.
You just shove them in, I guess.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just like you and the other woman proved, there's no amount of taking it slow, moving in, this and that. All you get out of that is the same level of exposure and heartbreak, but nothing. No tax break, no nothing. And it's generally not the men who are hesitant. Modern women are 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because you're 1 foot in, you want traditional men, but you want to be modern women. You got to pick. If you want to be a modern woman, buy a dog, go live with your girlfriend. You want to be a traditional woman, get in leadership, get in role, get in your role. Because he has a role, you have a role. Whether you work, both are working or not. But you cannot have it all.
Like I said earlier, be ruthless. Don't compromise. If she has 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like Kevin is saying, she's trying to be modern yet traditional. That's a recipe for disaster. She has to be totally traditional. She has to want to be a wife. In fact, she has to be a wife, raised as a wife. If she isn't, what the hell are you wasting your goddamn time? Come on. Don't waste your time. Pick better. I know it's like modern media and all of this shit, especially when you're growing up with all these rom-coms indoctrinating you, and Disney indoctrinating you into thinking it's supposed to be a certain way and all this romanticism. No. You have to be pragmatic. You have to be a little more sensible and pragmatic and ruthless. When I say ruthless, like I said earlier, it balances out your need to be a simp. And it makes you at least normal. It's a balance. Because they are solipsistic and they think about just themselves. And you are not that solipsistic. You're thinking about them and their well-being. And what to get for them and etc. All of that nonsense. So you balance this out. So you balance it out. Now you're on even plane, at least with your thinking, and you can pick better. And the more solipsistic they are, the less they think about you. And traditional women think and want to cater for you just as you do for them. If they don't, and you're on this modern bullshit, bruh, next.
When I was like this, I was preparing for this. So look at it. Look at the difference. So prepare yourself for this. This is easy.
Yes.
But this is not easy. Are you hearing me? Yes. Prepare yourself for this.
The looks come and go. They'll always fade. If you're focused on the looks, trust me, you're going to get effed over. There's some utility to the looks, like attraction, and they tell you about the genetics and all. It's important, but it's not that important. It doesn't hold as much value as the actual person, their character, their morals, their ethics, their integrity. It doesn't hold as much value. And if you don't know, most attractive, good-looking women are shitty people on the inside. Same goes for men, but at least as a man, even if you're attractive, you still have to build some character and some skills and some personality to be able to engage. So not as much, but it still applies. Want to focus on the looks, is going to fade, and you're just going to end up with an ugly person both on the inside and the outside. Doesn't mean you should gun for the ugly ones. Get an attractive one. but look for the attractiveness or the beauty inside first. And if you find the ones that look good on the inside or have beauty on the inside, now you pick from that group the ones that look good on the outside. Or you can choose to only find attractive ones on the inside and try and go through, find a needle in a haystack of ones that have, beauty on the inside. You're always gonna lose that way.
Don't blame a woman for disrespecting you. Don't blame a woman for manipulating you or trying to mislead you. Don't blame a woman for that. Don't blame a woman for acting like a woman. And I will tell you what, it's in our nature to be greedy. It's in our nature to be selfish, to be ruthless, to be manipulative, and to be disrespectful. I think at this point you should blame yourself for failing to do what a man is supposed to do. Yes, I think you should blame yourself for failing to do what a man is supposed to do. You are a man. You're supposed to take a stand. You're supposed to know what is right and what is wrong. There is nothing wrong in a wife trying to contribute to you. But once you show yourself that you lack leadership, you have already set yourself up for failure. It's as simple as that. Once you show your woman that you lack leadership, forget it. Forget it. Once you lose that leadership role in your life, in your family, in your marriage, you've almost lost your marriage. So don't blame a woman. It's in our nature to be greedy, to be selfish, to be ruthless, to be manipulative, you understand, to be unaccountable. You can hardly see a woman that is accountable. But for a man, you make it even worse when you don't lead in your home. You make it even worse when you don't help in any way in your home. So don't blame a woman. Blame yourself as a man for failing to take a stand. We have a real life issue, Israel and his wife. And the one that shocks me the most is that women are supporting her, no issue with that, but men that are not seeing that Israel choosing to stand on his ground is a thing that most of you should emulate. If he listens to his wife, resigns his job, goes broke, guess who is going to come and rant on social media? You understand? And this virgin, una they tire me. That girl does not talk like a virgin. I'm telling you. Say them penetrate, don't mean say no liam. Say actual penetration actually happened. That girl does not talk like a virgin. She's well exposed to these things. And I've listened to so many videos of different people saying different things. These things don't work like that. Allow your husband lead. If you see a man that you think does not have leadership skill in him, don't marry him. Is a man 100% right? Always 100% right? No.
Yeah, she's right. You're the man, you're the leader. It's in your nature to lead. It's in your nature to pick well. It's in your nature to have discernment. It's in your nature to have self-respect, etc. So if you pick one that has no morals, no respect for you, as bad, bro, they're gonna act in their nature. Don't blame them for their nature. You have to be smart enough, be man enough to pick ones that don't want to dwell in the negative side of their nature, but want to dwell in the positive side of their nature. So do never ever blame them for the actions. That's who they are. You're not in control of their actions, you're in control of yours. And if you pick wrongly and they're disrespecting you and you don't leave and you want to blame them for disrespecting you, no, you're the idiot.
Yes.
You're supposed to pick right and understand your nature, learn about their nature. That's why you're on this channel in the first place and watching other channels like this. Learn about their nature, learn about the good side and the bad side, and learn to pick ones with the good side. And speaking of female nature, specifically the bad side of female nature, watch this next clip.
So, I have posted a few videos over the past couple of months about a fella that I was dating and how amazing it was. And this past week, we ended it. And it's crazy, but I feel like this one hurt a whole lot more than my marriage of almost 11 years ending. I don't know if it was just because I fell so hard, so fast. I was just excited that I had found something that made me feel alive again. It stings so much more. If it's because I realize that I'm still tainted from my divorce. I feel like I brought on the insecurity and struggle with trust into a new relationship. Maybe it did more harm than good, but dating sucks. After ending a marriage due to infidelity, I'd rather be single for the rest of my life. So, it's a struggle. And I worry that this is going to be a struggle I feel for a long time. But I wanted to get on and say that you're not alone. And give yourself some grace.
Just like a woman.
Well, calms hurting her husband, divorcing him just to get pumped and dumped. And even when she realized that she got pumped and dumped and is feeling bad about it, she still has no remorse for effing up her marriage. That's their nature. They only care about their feelings and what they can get. Choose wisely.
Noticed an uptick in the last decade of young men who are not dating women reflective of their mother. The first time I really noticed it was a woman I work with. She's a dark-skinned sister, has 2 sons and a daughter. So they took a Christmas photo. The mother's single, the daughter's single. Both of the sons had Latina wives. I didn't know her well enough to bring that up. She hasn't said anything publicly about it that I know of, but I'm looking at this photo, and then I see another one, and then I see another one. And then I see one in the mall. And when I start really engaging these young men who are the same ones in my classes, they're basically saying the same things I heard individual males say when I was as young as 4th and 5th grade. It's dismissed as a sexual, fetishized, white supremacist oriented, you just want someone with light skin with long hair kind of thing. Nobody actually asks these young men why they're doing what they're doing. And when I ask them, the conversations we have are rarely, if ever, about long hair and light skin. More than often, it's about, she's nice to me. She talks to me. She doesn't talk at me. She doesn't try to control me or tell me what to do. Because again, that has to do with the socialization of men and women, male and female in the Black community. We come out of a dynamic where the head of household is more, in the last half century, has been female.
I borrowed my wife's car to run some errands in town. Then as I was parking the car, a gentleman approaches me and politely asks me what I'm doing with his wife's car. I tell him it's my wife's car. He takes me to his office and shows me the car's logbook and other documents. Meanwhile, my wife, the mother of 2 of my kids, had all along been telling me she bought the car with a loan she took from her workplace loan. And I've been helping her to service the loan. Shocked, I tell him to show me the proof of his wife. He shows me the photo of his wife. It's my wife. Same photo, same photo. He said his wife works in Lagos and sees her only on weekends. Meanwhile, my wife allegedly attends her master degree classes every weekend away.